Good morning, good afternoon, and good night to everybody. It's week three discussion. It says, watch and what Joe Field argues that they use traditional message. Um, I guess when I want to criticize that learning is that yes, it's a lot different now. He literally just said the truth. He literally states like it's the truth of like these children are not learning nowadays. Like now it's like, oh, they're passing, that's all that matters, and that sucks because you see it a lot. Like you see some students that they literally do not learn. Like they just pass the class, but you could tell they haven't learned anything. And it's more obvious from some students compared to others. Like he says, like sometimes we don't realize it. We don't notice it. We don't see it in students. Like, oh, this student is not learning nothing in my class. Like we just see their good grades and we're like, okay. Like a thing I used to say about my sister was like she was school smart, but not street smart. And what I meant that is that like she could pass a class and have a 4.0, but when it came to something outside of school, she was like, what? Like dumbfounded. And I think it's happened sometimes because a lot of these students they just want to pass and they don't learn stuff. If you ask a student today, be like if you ask them, I mean, I feel like a lot of people they know a lot of stuff that does go in school. Like if I ask a student, who freed the slaves? I feel like a lot of kids will be say Abraham Lincoln, but they'll still say like, he was slave owner and all that. But that was like people don't know about the background of it. Like Abraham Lincoln's parents were against slavery. They didn't own slaves, and they literally were in a church cult where all the people that went to this church did not believe in slavery. And a lot of people don't know that. That's that a big factor of why Abraham Lincoln hated slavery was because instead of his parents getting slaves, they made him do all the field work. As you other people would have slaves doing the field work, he would have to be doing. That's why another reason he hated slavery because he realized how bad it was for these people. But I feel like yeah, it doesn't. The traditional grading practices, I guess they do help students pass because, like I said, it's just not really where students are learning. It's more about like, oh, you passed, okay, we're good. You passed, okay, we're good. Like sometimes you see that in some classes. And I know it's obviously not all classes you're gonna see that where like it's like, oh, they're just passing, it's good. Doesn't matter if they learn as long as they pass. Which sucks because it's like, okay, it's not how it should be. Second one says, how can we shift our grading practice away from this? How can you use the rubrics points or lack thereof and standard-based grading in your course promote more equity grading and learning for your students? I feel like the students, once they see that you're really ecstatic about the practice, they're like, "Ooh, like my teacher is really excited. They like the subject." That's how I saw it. Like when you see the teacher's really into the subject, they're like, "Okay, let's go." Like we want to learn. Like another thing I said that like how for I'm doing for my lesson from the Industrial Revolution, I have it that where my students are they get a choice of working on three different assignments. Like I said, I chose what was it? Thinking about I'm looking at this thing right now to see what it was. It was you make a poster, you create a PowerPoint, and you present it, and you create a skit, like a video skit, and that just gives different students a chance to like learn it because it's like you get to choose any of those. And that's just how it's gonna be. You get to choose any of those. They're all presentations, but you get to choose which one you want to do. And I feel like that's why when you give students options on work, like when I tutored in a class, the professor asked the students, "Would you guys like to do a presentation or a paper?" And everybody voted for the paper. I guess a lot of the students did not want to present. Like it was like nobody wanted to vote for the presentation. But it's like for me, I would have voted for the presentation. And he just went off the majority base. But I feel like at the end of the day, you need to give the students options on what they can do, just to make sure that they all put their maximum effort into it.